Real Clear Politics national political reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns is here. And Caitlin, I mean, you look at the approaches of these two candidates. They couldn't be more different. Who, in your opinion, do you think won last night?
Well, I think if you look stylistically, I think Pence did best at the job that he was sent there to do, which was not only to defend Donald Trump, and we can talk about the nature of his defense, but also to really put the attacks against Hillary Clinton, which is something that Donald Trump did not do to the same effect. I think Kaine was also effective, although there is criticism of how much he interrupted, how much he butted in. But his job there was to pin everything that Donald Trump has said to Mike Pence and remind people what Trump has said and get Pence to defend them. And when Pence was tasked with defending them, he really pivoted off of those questions. I mean, he didn't explain Donald Trump's answers on a lot of different things. He quickly moved on. And I think that's something that Donald Trump might take note of for his debate this weekend. Yeah,
that was really interesting to watch last night. I want to get to CBS News political contributor and Republican strategist Frank Luntz actually gathered together a focus group of about 28 uncommitted and undecided voters in the battleground state of Ohio. We want to go ahead and share those thoughts.
It seemed to me that Kaine was about, this debate was about attacking Trump. And I just don't think it was good for the American public to see that.
He was talking at the American people, and it seemed like Pence was talking with the American people.
Yeah. Lack of sincerity.
Explain
you can tell
that.
when someone's talking to you and reaching you. I mean, even when you saw Pence talking, he was definitely gripping. Even his eye contact, just his body language. Whereas it seemed Kaine was more like on the oh my God, I got very anxious, very emotional when he felt like he was under the gun. It was kind of like, okay, let me throw something out that let me throw those taxes out again.
So that's immediately following the debate, where it looked like the aggressiveness of Kaine may have been a misstep in terms of the people we talked to. But do you think that there's a longer game here for Kaine to play?
Sure. Well, he was, again, trying to put everything on the Trump campaign and make them answer for a lot of things that they've kind of not really answered. And Pence did a good job at moving away from those. What else Pence did was really, what else Kaine did for Pence was really draw a contrast between Pence and the top of his ticket, Donald Trump. Pence was on message. He was kind of calm and even-handed throughout the debate, never really raised his temper or got, agitated by things.
Well, you could tell he was very prepared as well.
Exactly. He prepared for this. And also, these are two people who have been doing this for a long time. They prepared for this. They planned for this. And I think what Pence did really showed a contrast between himself and Donald Trump.
So, of course, now, right away, the Clinton campaign already out with a new video using moments from last night's debate showing the lack of consistency, like we're talking about, between Pence and Trump. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Let's start with not praising Vladimir Putin as a great leader. Donald Trump and Mike Pence have said he's a great leader. And Donald Trump has...
No, we haven't.
Putin's been a very strong leader for Russia.
Vladimir Putin has been a stronger leader in his country than Barack Obama has been in this country.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, didn't know that Russia had invaded the Crimea.
Oh, that's nonsense.
He's not going to go into Ukraine. You can mark it down, you can put it down, you can take it anywhere you want.
He's already there, isn't he?
Donald Trump has said it. Deportation force. They want to go house to house, school to school, business to business, and kick out 16 million people. And I cannot believe...
You're going to have a deportation force.
Donald Trump and I would never support legislation that punished women.
Should the woman be punished for having an abortion?
There has to be some form of punishment.
I mean, you see there, the inconsistencies. Does this work? Do you think?
Well, what's interesting about this is that, and what was interesting about the debate last night, that most of the lines that Kaine brought up referring to Donald Trump were nearly verbatim. And so that's been the struggle for Pence throughout the campaign, really, since he's been named vice president, is kind of doing some cleanup work for Donald Trump. And this has been an issue. He's faced with direct quotes and has had to move off of them or kind of change the message in a way. The Russia segment was really interesting and telling because Pence had said those things, they're on video, and said that they were inaccurate, but he also went to call Putin a bully, which is exactly the opposite of what Trump has said. Trump has praised him in a lot of ways, and so that was a real contrast there and something that was pretty telling about the two men.
So, of course, we're now going to move on to the second presidential debate. It's coming up on Sunday.
Right.
Do you think Donald Trump takes a little bit of what his running mate did last night and use it in the debate?
Well, I asked Kellyanne Conway, his campaign manager, about this morning, and whether Pence would be an advisor of sorts to Trump in debate prep, and she said no. They're two different men. They have two different styles. But I think he can take a lot away from Pence in terms of how he moved the message to favorable turf. Also, you know, this is going to be a town hall format, very different from the debates that we've seen. So this is going to be a real test about how the candidates engage with members of the audience and voters at home. And so that will be a test. People in the Trump campaign say that this is going to be a good moment for Donald Trump because he does feed off a crowd. And they're actually setting a pretty high bar for him by that regard, saying that he's good at that kind of thing.
Well, he does engage. I mean, when you look at his campaign rallies, that's what he's good at doing.
Exactly. But he hasn't really done these kind of town hall formats in this kind of smaller, more intimate setting. He's done some of them on Fox News with Sean Hannity, but that was a much more kind of favorable, controlled environment.
Right.
Exactly. So this is going to be a test of how he responds to questions from voters that might not be favorable to him.
All right. Can't wait to watch.
Yep.
Caitlin Huey-Burns, thank you.
Thanks.